Hey, what's up everyone, Bestinwest here, and today's video we're doing Master League GBL battles. So this is my first time actually playing any kind of serious Master League battles. As you know, I've mostly been focused on Great League, and I recently got into Ultra League once GBL went to Ultra League, but before then all I had and all I cared about was Great League, right? The Silver Arena is where I feel the highest skill level is at. Like, it requires the most skill, it requires the most strategy. That's just my opinion. But GBL is fun, and I mean, for me, it's free Stardust, and as we all know, Stardust is at a premium right now, and Master League is definitely not helping. So I did invest a little bit of dust into these Pokemon, but a lot of them I had already for raids and taking down gyms and stuff like that. But the Pokemon that I'm going to be using are going to be Kyogre, Tyranitar, Mewtwo, Machamp, and Snorlax. So a Pokemon that is missing is Dialga, and that's probably the strongest Pokemon in the Master League open meta, and I don't have it. Instead, what I have is a counter to Dialga, which is going to be Machamp. Machamp is going to deal super effective damage to Dialga, but Dialga is so strong that Machamp can still lose to it depending on how Dialga decides to shield and stuff. But Machamp is one of the few good counters against Dialga. So I already had a perfect Machamp powered up to level 40, so I went and used it. My Kyogre is already almost maxed, so I'm going to use that. My perfect Tyranitar running Smackdown, Crunch, and Stone Edge was already maxed out, so I'm deciding to use that. Snorlax, I had a maxed out Snorlax. I just added a second move, so that's what I'm bringing. And my Mewtwo, my perfect Mewtwo, is maxed out and double moved already. It is not a Side Strike Mewtwo, unfortunately. It is going to be an Ice Beam Thunderbolt Mewtwo. What that's going to do for me is it's going to be able to hit Giratina for super effective and Dialga for neutral damage. And Mewtwo has a crazy high attack stat, so I'm just gonna go with it. I don't want to spend too much resources into this because it's not my main focus. But yeah, let's just get into these battles. I did not do as well as I would have liked, but at the same time, I'm trying to keep my resources spent low. So yeah, let's see how I do. So this first battle is going to be against IX Seth, and I'm going to lead off with Kyogre, and he leads off with Metagross. So I've actually noticed that a lot of people are leading Metagross, and it is running Bullet Punch. Kyogre is going to be resisting those Steel type moves. He brings in Giratina, and unfortunately for me, my Kyogre is not running Blizzard, so I might add it just for this this Giratina counter. I bring in my Mewtwo, which is not a good counter, but at least it has Ice Beam, so at least I can like put pressure against this Dialga. And he might think I have Shadow Ball as well, so either way it's gonna deal super effective damage. So I'm gonna go with the Ice Beam. So he's gonna get another charge move off right here, and it's gonna be Ominous Wind, so I'm gonna shield it again because Mewtwo is kind of my only answer to Dialga right now. And I get another Ice Beam off, and it's going to get blocked. So Dialga stays in, but I did burn both his shields and he burned both of mine, so now I just have to figure out a way of how to knock out Giratina. Giratina did something really smart. He undercharged and he farmed down my Mewtwo. So I send out my Kyogre because in the back I think I have Machamp, which is not a good matchup at all. He goes ahead and Shadow Balls me, and yeah, that's just not a good situation. I'm not able to get to another Surf, and he knocks me out with Ominous Wind. I send out my Machamp. Machamp's not going to deal that much damage, and I just wanted to get a charge move off, and I go ahead and get this Cross Chop, and it does no damage to him because it's double resisting my gets Ominous Wind, doesn't knock me out, but he goes ahead and switches into Togekiss, and yeah, it's all over. As we just saw there, I did not have a good team to go up against his team, mainly just because my resources are limited, right? Like, I just don't have that many resources. So yeah, we're just gonna get into this next battle. It's against Lancer Unicorn, and I forgot what I used this time, but for sure Kyogre, and I bring in Machamp. So this is actually a good matchup. He leads off with Articuno, and he switches into Dialga, and perfect. I switch into Machamp, and like I mentioned, Machamp can actually win this matchup. Go ahead and get this first cross chop off. He goes and blocks it, so I know I need to spend the same amount of shields. So I go ahead and block this Iron Head. Would done neutral damage. Keep going, keep going. Go ahead, get this second cross chop off. If he blocks it, that's fine. If he doesn't, that's also fine. He does decide to block it. He's not going to get to another charge move, and I am able to knock him out. So now I brought in T-Tar. So the reason why I brought in T-Tar is specifically to counter Giratina, and he switches in Articuno. I switch back in my Kyogre. So that's why I brought T-Tar, to hard counter those Giratinas, not necessarily for Dialga or anything else. It's just for Giratina. I don't have a hard Giratina counter in the Master League, so T-Tar is just gonna have to do it for me right now. I'm able to knock out that Articuno, and he brings in Giratina. He's gonna get Ominous Wind. Doesn't knock me out, but I am switch locked, so he's gonna be able to farm me up some more. Go ahead and get off this Surf, which isn't going to do much damage because Giratina is part Dragon, and Dragon types are going to be resisting water moves. If I had Blizzard, maybe I could put a little bit more pressure, but it's okay. I have T-Tar. He gets a charge move off. I have an extra shield, so I go ahead and use it just in case. Ominous Wind, it would have been resisted anyways. I get this crunch off, and T-Tar's attack stats kind of crazy. And that crunch is just going to knock out Giratina. So GG. So in the Master League right now, I'm currently 1-1. That's not that bad considering that I put in very little resources into powering up my Pokemon. Adding that second move to Snorlax that was maxed out already did cost 75,000, so that was kind of pricey. If I had done it when it was still a Munchlax, it would have been cheaper, but I got it in a trade. It's a 2016 Pokemon, so it's okay. But yeah, moving on to the next battle. I think I just do like 5 straight battles, and I don't do that well in most of them. So this next battle is against Almighty Fluffle. I think I go with T-Tar again. So I have Kyogre against Swampert. So this is a good matchup as well because my Surfs and my Waterfalls are going to be dealing neutral damage, and but he makes a pretty good switch here. It's against Togekiss. I don't really have a good counter to Togekiss because Machamp's going to get wrecked. T-Tar's going to get hit with super effective damage from those charms. So I just stick in with Kyogre right here. But I do switch in my T-Tar against this Togekiss on this charge move. So I absorb that charge move, and I knock it out with a Smackdown. So Smackdown is going to deal super effective back to Togekiss, but yeah, he sends in Swampert, and this is pretty much over. He's going to get Hydro Cannon, and I do decide to block this because I want to get to that crunch, but he has back-to-back. Was able to sneak a Smackdown in, but yeah, it wasn't worth it, I guess. Maybe that was the wrong decision. But I go ahead and bring in Machamp. No, Kyogre. That's right, Kyogre is a better matchup against this Swampert, but I'm kind of in a bad situation right now. He has Giratina, and all I have left is a Machamp. So Machamp versus Giratina, not a good matchup. So I stay in with Kyogre, and like I mentioned, if I had Blizzard, maybe I could put a little bit more pressure on, but he blocked that Surf anyways. And so now it's Machamp versus Giratina, and like we all know, this is a terrible matchup for Machamp. He's going to get a Shadow Ball off right here, and it's going to knock out my Machamp. GG. So I'm 1-2 right now. 1-2, and that's not a very good record, but at the same time, what can I really expect? If I don't line up my T-Tar against his Giratina, it's pretty much curtains for me. I don't have a Machamp is just a hard counter to Dialga, and that's my only hard counter to Dialga. If I don't get it, then yeah, I don't really have a good answer for it. But yeah, let's just move on to the next battle. Let's see if I can pull off some crazy stuff and end with a positive record. So let's see what I do in this battle. So I think I may have switched up my team a little bit. Yes, so this is the one where this is a terrible battle, mainly because of how it ends, but this one's against Blasting Turtle. So this is a common thing that happens in my matches, unfortunately, and that's why I don't post all my GBL videos. But I get a good lead against Metagross, and he brings in Dialga, and I have this Machamp. Machamp's gonna do really well against this Dialga. We saw this a second ago. I'm gonna go ahead and get this Cross Chop off. It's gonna deal super effective damage. He decides not to block it, so he's just gonna let that Dialga go. And I farm down a little bit, but he's gonna bring out Dragonite, and I do not have a good answer for Dragonite at all. Remember, I brought in Snorlax this time. Snorlax is not a good counter for Dragonite. Maybe if I had T-Tar, I could deal super effective damage, or if I had Blizzard on Kyogre, but I have neither. So I have Snorlax. So right here, he's gonna get a charge move off. I'm gonna decide not to block it, and we're gonna go back and forth. And you see there's like lag there, right? Like he's gonna get another charge move off, and I'm gonna let this go, and it's Outrage. Does tons of damage. I'm trying to get my Body Slam. You see this? I'm just tapping it. I'm just tapping and tapping and tapping, and nothing's happening. Oh, okay, so now I feel like, okay, I'm gonna get this Body Slam off and we can continue battling, even though I know I'm probably going to lose. Guys, can you guys help me here? Happens way too often. This happens way too often. So pretty much what happens is I end up just waiting for a while longer, and yeah, I'm just skipping. Yeah, I end up, let's see, I'm pretty sure I end up just leaving because there's no point in me staying in here, right? So I go ahead and leave, and that's that, right? I just gave up. He had the advantage anyways. It's just unfortunate that it had to end that way, right? Like he didn't get the satisfaction of actually having the win. So sorry about that. It's Niantic. I hope they fix that. It happens to me way too often. But now I'm going back with my good old trusty Kyogre, Machamp, T-Tar lineup. I kind of really like this because I've been seeing a lot of Metagrosses. So Metagross versus Kyogre, running Bullet Punch again, and I'm going to be resisting the Bullet Punch. He brings out Snorlax. I get this Surf off. It's not going to deal a ton of damage, but a good chunk of damage nonetheless. And I bring out my Machamp. Machamp's going to deal super effective damage to the Snorlax, and he's going to get a charge move off. I'm going to block it. I think he was charging for quite a while, so yes, it's an Earthquake. Blocked it. Now I'm just going to farm down. Lake's not dealing a ton of damage, and he sends out Mewtwo. So I have enough energy to get off this Rock Slide, and he ends up blocking that, so I got that shield back. I have enough for a second Rock Slide. The second Rock Slide is going to hit and deal a decent chunk of damage. He sends out Metagross, and now he's switch locked himself though. So this is actually pretty good for me because he's going to get a Meteor Mash off, knock out my Machamp, and I almost got the switch glitch there. You know that how that tray comes back up and then you instantly switch again on accident. Anyways, he brings out Metagross and he gets an Earthquake off. Ouch. Does a ton of damage to me, but I'm able to get off this Surf. The Surf is going to either knock out this Metagross. Yes, it does. And he's going to send out Mewtwo and knock out my Kyogre. But I do have T-Tar, and T-Tar is chunking away at that Mewtwo. And I have a charge move. I have a shield. So just shield this up. It's a Shadow Ball. Wouldn't have done much damage to me anyways. And knock it out with that Smackdown. GG's. So that'll do it for the battles today in today's video. I tried these 5 Pokemon out, and so far from these 5 Pokemon, I'm definitely liking Kyogre. I'm definitely liking T-Tar. Machamp is kind of necessary for me because I don't have a powered up Dialga. My current perfect Dialga is level 20, and I only have a little bit more than 200,000 Stardust, so it's gonna be kind of a struggle to power that up. But so Machamp's just gonna have to do until I come across more Stardust, another Stardust event, or if I just save a ton of Stardust. I don't know what I'm gonna do actually, but I need to figure something out because this Stardust grind is this Stardust struggle is for real. So right now I'm just enjoying playing it, not gonna think too much about like where I am in ranking. But yeah, for this one I went 2, 2, and 3. Not the best record, but at the same time my first real Master League battles. I'll take it. That'll do it for this video. Till next time guys, this is Bestinwest. I'll catch you guys later.